fade, pop it on. I'm using the Wacom to isolate areas of the frame. I'm doing rotoscoping. I'm doing power windows. I'm separating elements in the frame and color correcting them individually. The Wacom gives me the advantage that I can draw directly on the image.
Matte painting is a completely different kind of thing. You need to know scientifically, why does that building look the way it does? Matte painting is not fine art. This is, I guess, straight technical. We're looking at one of the moons of Mars. It's called Phobos. Initially, Peter, the director, tells us what he's looking for and how it would fit into the story. We add the story point to it. And the story point here is that there's a base in Phobos that has been drilled out, and there are people living on this base. And so this is a product of several of us designing Phobos.
Okay, they look like they're at 9,000 feet. Roger, bogey from check back into it now. Starboard 30 degrees into
What I'm doing is I'm going in on Mars and just take the smudge tool and smooth that out. I love science fiction.
The shot I'm working on right now is a shot where the enemy spacecraft are approaching this refinery on Mars and are just setting up to open fire on it. So they're all flying in here, and I'm doing this by creating motion tracks on the screen that they are going to follow, adjust this curve to a place where we want to get like kind of a different path that it's flying in here. And then in real time, it's now going to be flying in on that path.
Editing is a type of storytelling. You're setting the pace, you're setting the vibe, you're setting the tone. You're digging out moments that weren't necessarily filmed. It's grabbing the viewer and bringing them into your story. And that's why people go to the movies, to escape their reality. Gods of Mars is a vision of Mars that hasn't been done yet. There's water, there's atmosphere, and it's being terraformed into an inhabitable place for human beings. It's like an old Western, but with a futuristic spin on it. What I love about working on Gods of Mars is I get to edit on set. All the visual effects are already pre-built and made, so the actors are acting against something that's there. Unlike the old way where the actors would act on a green screen, then we'd get the dailies weeks or months later, and we'd be cutting all this green screen footage, trying to imagine what the shot should be. Action. Using the LED screens, we already have the shots pre-built, they're loaded in there, and if we need to do a take, a retake, we can do it right there on set. Editing on set is a big advantage. I've used the Wacom tablet for most of my career, and I use it on everything that I do, mainly because it's ergonomic, like holding a pen, and that's a natural way for your hand to be. If you use a mouse 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, you will have carpal tunnel syndrome, as I do, because that's what I used to use. I use DaVinci Resolve mainly, and use Photoshop. It's seamless. It works together with all these programs very well. I see it as an extension of myself. I don't have to think about it. The Wacom tablet is a part of me.
I fell in love with painting when I was 19. The first time I used a Wacom tablet was in 1998 on the Phantom Menace at Lucasfilm. If I had to do everything in Photoshop on a mouse, it would be somewhat like digging a hole with a fork.
Getting the Wacom gear improves the efficiency of doing color correction and isolating areas of the frame. A much faster use of DaVinci Resolve. And anything that makes you more efficient saves you time and money. We're doing design work on them. We're doing 3D modeling. We're doing editorial with them. And we'll be using them for final color correction.
430 Angels.
So we're taking advantage of the 4K 24-inch Wacom Cintiq that allow us to do customized express keys and customized mappings of the buttons on the stylus, so that when any given artist sort of establishes their workflow, they're able to have that workflow be almost identical across different applications, because the Wacom's drivers can be set up to adjust its settings by the application that you currently are working on. It might be doing different things, but we set it up in such a way so it feels the same from one application to another. I want to tumble my camera and look at it from this angle, and it works the same way, whether I'm doing that in Unreal or I'm doing that in Maya. That just really allows the artist to work like an artist and not having to always be thinking about, how do I make this computer do what I want? Once you've set it up and customized it to your own workflow, now it's just your brain to your eye to have it happen on the screen.